1. Syphilis, A's case. One day, I noticed a strange feeling in my private area. Is there something there? A lump? Why is there something like this here? I don't have to go to the doctor for this, do I? I'm too embarrassed to show it to the doctor. I don't want to go. I left the lump to heal on its own, but it never did. It turned into an ulcer. On top of that, I'm getting red spots on my arms and legs. What's this? I feel feverish and my head hurts. I think I need to go to the doctor. Then...
Let's do a blood test for syphilis.
Syphilis? That's an STD, isn't it? Isn't it an old disease?
In recent years, it's on the rise, especially among young women.
Syphilis develops when a bacteria called Treponema enters a small wound in the skin or mucous membrane. A painless lump forms in the first stage, and in the second stage, small spots appear all over the body, especially on the hands and feet. If left untreated until the fourth stage, it becomes a terrible infection that can lead to death. It takes about 3 weeks to 3 months after being infected for symptoms to appear. Could it be that time? I remembered some time ago. I should have realized the significance of the rash on the man's palm. The treatment took 2 to 3 months. If I had intercourse with someone during the treatment, there was a high probability that he would also get syphilis. 2. Chlamydia, B and C's case.
The first thing that made me feel uncomfortable was an itchy feeling in my urethra. I don't know, it's itchy. Is the position not good?
What's wrong? Do you want to go to the bathroom?
Yeah. Let me go for a bit. To be honest, I didn't think I was sick because I just felt itchy and a little sore only when I urinated. Hey, have you been feeling sick lately?
Nothing in particular.
She didn't seem to have any symptoms, but I felt a little uneasy, so I went to the doctor.
You're infected with chlamydia.
Did I get it from someone else?
The infection spreads easily because it's symptomless and often left untreated. But if left untreated, it can cause inflammation in the testicles and prostatitis in men. For women, it can cause infertility and ectopic pregnancy, so you need to be careful.
It might cause her to become infertile. Even though she has no symptoms, it could affect her future. I had to tell her that she might have been infected by me because I went to an adult store once. About half of men have no symptoms. In rare cases, a thick, creamy pus may appear. So if you find it, go to the hospital. About 80% of women have no symptoms. In about 20% of cases, there's an increase in discharge or mild lower abdominal pain. It's key whether you can recognize that this is a disease or not. Chlamydia can be transmitted through sexual contact to the mucous membranes of the genitals, urethra, mouth, and eyes. The time between infection and the appearance of symptoms is about 1 to 4 weeks. It takes at least 2 weeks to treat chlamydia. If you think you have chlamydia, if you're concerned, please have a checkup.
Gonorrhea, D and E's case.
After having a sexual relationship with my recent girlfriend, I began to experience severe pain in my vitals, and my entire penis began to swell. I must have been exposed to something dangerous.
Am I sick? No, I don't have any weird symptoms.
Really? But I couldn't even walk because of the pain. I went to the hospital. The results of the test? Gonorrhea. I knew it, but she said she didn't have any symptoms, even though I'm in so much pain.
Unlike men, about 80% of infected women are symptomless and don't even know it. When a thick greenish-yellow discharge appears, some people may notice. It's easy to get infected by oral activities, but isn't your girlfriend having a sore throat?
Wait a minute. She said she has a weak throat and it gets sore easily. Gonorrhea is the second most commonly transmitted sexual disease after chlamydia, which can also be transmitted through the throat and rectum. It takes about 2 to 7 days for symptoms to appear after infection. Treatment takes at least 1 week. The female carriers of the bacteria with no symptoms are likely to spread the infection. For the sake of both of us, STD testing is important.
4. Genital herpes virus infection, F's case. The first symptom I felt was pain in my vagina. I don't know, I think there's small pimples in my vagina and it hurts and itches. I had strong pain and fever. It hurt when I urinated, and it was even hard for me to walk. I went to the doctor and got a shocking result. It's genital herpes. Huh? Then these pimples are on the male side too? Yes, they are. However, the symptoms are often more severe in women. Then again, once infected with herpes, the virus cannot be killed afterwards. It can be treated to prevent recurrence, though. What? Can't it be completely cured? For the first infection, it is very painful, but after that, the symptoms of recurrence are less painful. The recurrence of the disease usually occurs when immunity is lowered by stress and fatigue, so please refrain from engaging in activities when the symptoms appear. Women are at higher risk of infection because their skin and mucous membranes are more likely to be scratched during the act. If the partner had symptoms of herpes, it can be infected from the lesion. When you have herpes symptoms, avoid sexual contact at all costs. 5. Candidiasis, G's case. I tend to get itchy there when I'm stressed and my physical condition changes. I'm prone to candidiasis, a condition that occurs naturally in women. The symptoms include redness and swelling of the vulva and itching. Discharge that looks like white cottage cheese is also likely to appear. Oh, it's itching again. I need to put some ointment on. I always dealt with it by applying an ointment for candidiasis sold in drugstores. That's when my boyfriend persistently asked me out, so I had sexual contact with him.
You're not on your period. Come on.
Well, it's just a little itch. It's fine. But this was a mistake. Later on, he told me he'd been feeling itchy in that area. What? Could it be? Is Candida infectious? Even if it is spread to men, the degree of the symptoms are often so mild that they do not realize they have the disease. However, in order not to pass it on to men, women need to say no according to their own condition. Women should also be aware of a strong-smelling discharge that smells like rotting fish. It could be trichomonas. Hepatitis B, AIDS, and other diseases can be transmitted through the blood or bodily fluids of an infected person. AIDS has no symptoms until HIV occurs. Hepatitis B can be prevented by a vaccine. STDs are transmitted through sexual intercourse with an infected person. It can also be transmitted by mouth or anus. However, they are not transmitted in everyday life, such as shaking hands, touching handrails or hanging rails, taking the same bath, drinking from the same cup, getting bitten by the same mosquito, splashed by toilet water, sitting on a toilet seat, etc. If you have any symptoms that concern you about STDs, do not judge by yourself, but go to a doctor for an examination. The most important thing is to treat the infection properly and prevent it from spreading further. Also, with correct knowledge, do not discriminate against those who are fighting the disease. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Make sure to subscribe and click the bell for notifications. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Make sure to subscribe and click the bell for notifications.